Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be posting a very exciting recipe. You must have all ate the most traditional recipe in Maharashtra called the aloo vadi. But since you don't get aloo vadi in all the regions, but if you have craving to eat the aloo vadi, you can try it out with this. So today's recipe I will be showing you aloo vadi with a twist of palak leaves. So in place of the traditional aloo vadi leaves, we'll be using palak for this recipe. So I'll take you through the cooking steps, and here it is. So let's get started. So these are the ingredients for today's recipe. Like I said before, we will be making the traditional aloo vadi with a twist, and the twist is that instead of the aloo vadi leaves, we will be using the palak leaves. So these are the palak or the spinach leaves. I have thoroughly washed them and then chopped into small size. You can see like this. This is roughly around 3 cups, or you can say 1 pack of palak. Along with it, we will be taking 1 cup of gram flour and half a cup of rice flour. This is fine rice flour. It's available easily in the market. So we need both of these, 1 cup and half a cup. And in the dry ingredients, I will need 1 teaspoon of crushed or powdered coriander seeds, 1.5 teaspoon red chili powder, half a teaspoon of cumin seeds, a pinch of asafoetida or hing, 1 or maybe 3/4 teaspoon of garam masala, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and salt as per taste. So now I'll take you through. Just cleanly wash the palak leaves and drain the water completely. Now chop them into small size as I have shown earlier. And now all you need to do is take a big mixing bowl, and you need to add in all the leaves should be dried like this. So you can add in all the dried spices all in one go, and then the rice flour, and the gram flour. And now we'll just start kneading this dough. So now start mixing all the ingredients well. Initially do not add any water because palak has its own water. So we'll first try to combine all these ingredients to form a dough, like as in chapati, how you make a dough. So we'll have to make it like this. So just mix up all the ingredients. The palak will leave its water, and then it will get formed in a dough. You can see that it's formed like a dough, but it's still sticky. It's always advisable to use your hands to knead the dough, because you need to massage the palak leaves well so that it absorbs all the masalas and the flour and releases all the moisture which is within. I haven't added a single drop of water. We've just knead the dough with the water of the palak itself. Now at this stage you can add in about 2 teaspoons of oil, just to make the dough a little greasy so that it's easily manageable. So now the dough is completely ready. Cover and keep it for about 10 minutes to rest, and then I'll take you through the steaming process. Grease your palms with oil, and I have divided the dough into 3 balls like this, and now keep it. It's been almost 10 minutes since we had kept the dough to rest, so now it's ready. Okay. See, you can see here I have put enough oil, and then leave it to rest for another 5 minutes before we form it into cylindrical shapes. So keep applying oil and form them into like cylindrical shapes. And now we'll move ahead with the steaming process. For this I will be using a heavy bottomed pan. Like I said, for steaming here I'll be using a heavy bottomed vessel, and I've kept water to boil, and then I'll be using a strainer with holes on it. But if you have the traditional steamer, you can go ahead and use that, or the idli vessel is also fine. I have used this net vessel, and I have greased it with oil at the base, and have put the 3 rolls into it. Now this will go into the steaming, the water vessel for steaming. You can see that the water has started boiling. Now I'll just place this vessel over it, and then I will cover it with a lid, and then we leave it to steam for about around 15 to 20 minutes. It's been 15 minutes that the rolls are getting steamed, and it's been completely cooked. You can see that the size has also increased. At this stage you can off the flame and leave it to cool. Take the net away from the boiling water so that it stops the further boiling process. Now leave this for a while until it's completely cooled down, and once it's cooled, then you can cut them into slices. I will show you that later. And these slices can be stored in an airtight container and kept in the freezer, and can be used for up to 1 or 2 months. There's no harm. So let it cool down, and then I'll show you the cutting process, and then the frying and the garnishing. So now the rolls are completely dried, and you can cut them into slices. This thickness should be fine. Now is the final tempering that we'll be doing. So I have taken about 2 tablespoons of oil in the pan, and I'll be adding in a few mustard seeds. Then add in a sliced green chili and curry leaves and a few white sesame seeds. Start adding in all the sliced pieces to the pan, and it's already been cooked, so all you need to do is just put in for a while so that it gets crispier and light golden brown in color. It's slightly roasted, and you can see the brown color on one side. So at this stage you need to flip it and cook on the other side till both the sides have become slightly golden or brown in color and crisp. So here it is. I have finished frying them in batches on both the sides until they're crispy. Finally you can garnish it with fresh grated coconut, and you can squeeze in juice of lemon, about 2 teaspoons, and to make it more tangy you can add in some chaat masala. So hope you guys have enjoyed today's recipe. Do try it once and write and share your experience in the comment box. Stay subscribed to my channel. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.